Welcome to this panel. We are discussing space tech. I know space tech is like again a long shot, but it's growing. There is a thriving industry. I would like to know from you, sir, uh, what will it take, to bring India on the map for the space tech industry?
So I'm Lieutenant General A.K. Bhatt, and I'm the Director General of the Indian Space Association. His question is, what will and where is space tech? First of all, fortunately for India, this is one domain, thanks to ISRO, we are on the high table in the world. And what ISRO has been doing has now been taken on by our industry and our startups. And as of today, there are 5 startups who have made satellites and they are there in space. There are 2 startups who have done pre-orbital launches, and definitely by next year will have orbital launches. Their rockets will be launching satellites for India and the world. And most importantly, where it matters for economy, there are multiple applications which are being made by Indian startups in all domains, from agriculture to education to health, affecting all you and me and helping this is one which will help the Indian economy to grow. Just for an example, if you have taken out money from ATM, you have used space. If you have come here using Google, you have used space. If you check the weather, you have used space. And there'll be many more uses for education, for medical, which are rolling on.
थैंक यू सर. आपने इसरो का जिक्र किया. मुझे लगता है कि हम सबको इसरो के ऊपर बहुत फक्र है. लेकिन हम ये भी चाहते हैं कि वी ऑल्सो वांट दैट इंडिया डिलीवर्स its own SpaceX, but for that we need a talent pool. Sir, I would like to know your thoughts. How do we build that kind of talent pool?
I am Lieutenant Colonel V. Ramanathan, and I am Vice President at SatSure. So, regarding building of talent pool, now in SatSure we are not just looking for engineers, we are not just looking for the scientists, we are looking for people who have domain expertise, in-hand experience, as well as the energy to run the long distance. Now, what do I mean by this is that space as an industry is not something which starts today and ends tomorrow. There is a lot of gestation period. Research and development takes a lot of time. And in this, a person needs to have a long-term vision. In SatSure's case, we are ensuring that the people who join us as new trainees, as the people who come to us for their, the freshers just out of college, whenever they are joining us, they are not just there with us as our workers, they are there as a talent pool. The aim is to now take them on permanently with us. So towards that extent, we are ensuring that the person who is working along with us stays along with us for a longer time, as the work here in this industry is something which will take a lot of time. Now, for example, we are part of 2 programs by the government. One is the NSIL program, and other one is the EOPPP, which was recently launched. All programs have a gestation period of at least 6 years, 10 years, 15 years. And if we don't hold the talent pool that long, then we will have to keep exchanging the baton into multiple hands. And in a domain which is as sensitive as space, it may not work out so well. So the aim is that we in the private industry partner along with the academic institutions, which are right now only giving academic knowledge to the person. We in the private industry are willing to become the handholders for the freshers. Come to us, do your research along with us, help them out in their education, help them out in growing, in scaling, and finally contributing to the nation as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you for your detailed insight on that. And again, we all want that to happen, but again, from as an investor, Anush, it would be great. You can help us understand, because yes, a lot of funding is happening. There are a few companies that are highly funded, but then you see at the other side of space tech, the funding is not that high. And as I've mentioned in one of my previous panel discussions also, that investors do end up investing in 99th fintech company, Masara D2C companies. But when it comes to investing and committing to something as serious as SpaceTech, which is very, very important for India, why there is such a reluctance? What is your thought?
First of all, thanks for having us here, right? My name is Anush. I'm from Inflexor Ventures, right? We are an early stage technology focused fund. So it's a very important question, right? So if you look at it, right, investors are in it for the returns, right? While many investors have the hidden agenda of, developing the country and giving back to society and all that, at the end of the day, you have to understand that VCs raise money from LPs and they have a fiducial responsibility to give the money back, right? And when you look at D2C brands, right, or fintechs or companies like that, right, it has a much less gestation period and a much higher or much accelerated traction, right? You can burn a bunch of money, obviously investors' money, and gain a lot of traction within a couple of months. But that doesn't happen in deep tech or space tech kind of companies, right? It requires a very long gestation cycle, right? Often in multiple years, right? We invested in Bellatrix Aerospace in 2018, right? And we continue to support them over multiple rounds, right? Just recently, they started revenue generating, right? So you have to understand that when investors are looking to invest, most investors doesn't have that kind of an patience. It's not because they don't want to, because they have a commitment towards their LPs, right? Uh, and yeah, so one thing you have to understand, right? D2C brands always look at tractions and revenues. Space tech and deep tech in general look for milestones, right? You have to look at different TRL numbers. You have to look at how the tech is, right? How strong the tech is, right? And you have to invest on that tech and IP, right? And most investors can't do that, right? But there are investors who does that, right? There are a lot of it might be a smaller percentage, but there is enough investors in India who focus on deep tech and space tech in particular as well, right? So as founders, it's founders' responsibility to go to that investors who have that long gestation period, who understands technology, who understands how IP-led businesses work, right? And work with them, right? That's one. And two is that VC funding is not the only way of raising funds, right? It's one of the ways, right? In India, there are a lot of grants, there's a lot of government support, there is IDEX projects, a lot of ways you can generate that initial revenue and or at least initial traction and initial demonstration of your technology, right? And then if you go in front of an investor with a lot of, with an enough proof that you know what you're doing, many investors will be willing to put in the money.
Understood. And I think that testament, we have Satcher, and also Suhara is there, right? So just building on this conversation, while Satcher has also made a lot of great milestones, you are also diving deep into GA Special. So I wanted to understand what is your core mode and what it takes to build a space tech company.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Kulbhushan. So I'm Krishanu Acharya. I'm co-founder and CEO at a company with a company called Suhora Technologies Private Limited. We are essentially a vertically integrated intelligence as a service company. Use a lot of space tech, a lot of other ancillary informations, a lot of AI/ML to deliver intelligence to our customers. These are generally dual use in nature. That means defense, intelligence, of course, national security is a major focus area. But also we are creating we take same engine, the soul of entire solutions to make it useful for other applications areas. So already in use with 40 plus customers. Last quite a few years been tested across the highest of the contingencies what as a country we have seen. Thankfully, we have delivered quite a I'll say best of the solutions when the country needed. So keeping aside that thing, the moat is, I think, the founder Ivy Cap said very well. The execution is the moat. So that's what we try to build. So when we create a solutions, a platform, we execute it such a way that our customer remains sticky to it, and they keep on coming back to us to utilize it. And we don't go for them to ask them to renew it or so. They rather come back and to us. We keep on updating with many versions, many value additions on top of it, which keeps them glued to the solutions. While of course our approach to the problems in terms of intelligence as a service, as I said, multi-sensor, bringing AI ML, a lot of I'll say the core of it, making a natural language kind of version where customers who wants to access the information very easily. These are of course some of the technological, I'll say, contours around the mode. But I'll say for sure, execution is the biggest mode.
All right. Thank you everyone for coming here and having this conversation. I wish we could have spoken longer because it's a very great topic and it's a great subject. And I think India needs to be leading in this space tech, not only just be on the map. And I think that the potential is right here. Thank you everyone for being here.